Hello everyone, welcome to Royal Online Tutorials, the online educational channel. Today in our video we are going to explain and give an overview about Introduction to Project Management Part 2. Before we start, don't forget to subscribe my channel. First, we are going to talk about the project life cycle stages. As we see in the graph, it's divided into 4 phases: the conceptualization or initiation phase, the planning phase, the execution or implementation phase, and the termination phase. Let's start by the first phase, the conceptualization or initiation. It may refer to the development of the initial goals or all the technical specifications for a certain project, all the requirement. So here the scope of the work should be determined as for the necessary resources such as people, money, physical plants. In the planning phase, all the details, specification, schedules, other plans should be developed. For example, if we need to plan to complete a term paper, we should determine some necessary steps such as research, drafts, editing in our process. During the execution phase, we are going to implement. Here, we should have a high level of control, and because we are going to perform everything, the system should be developed, the product created and fabricated. So here it's during the execution phase that the bulk project team labor is performed. And finally, in the last phase, which is the termination, it occurs when the completed project is transferred to the customer. So here we cannot terminate any project if the customer is not happy. So we should deliver this project and present it to the customer to take the approval, to make sure he's satisfied, and if everything is on the safe side, we will be able to terminate our project and move into another one. What are the elements of project success? So here we may have a lot of elements. I try to put here some of the elements, although we have many more elements. Let's start by first one, the client interest. Of course, the level of enthusiasm and concern expressed by the project's intended customer. Client is very important to us, is very important for any business. Without customers, we cannot succeed, we cannot continue. The project stake, it's the amount of corporate investment in the project. So the longer the life of the project, the greater will be the investment. As for the resources, so here we have like the commitment of financial, human, technical. When we say the word resources, we mean by physical resources, financial resources, human resources, informational resources. All these resources are important to us for the success of the project. Creativity here also counts. The degree of innovation required by the project, especially during certain development phases. In addition to what I've mentioned here in the graph as budget is very important to us. In order to avoid bankruptcy, we should have a good budget in order to continue, in order to proceed in our work, in order to be capable to to have access on all the resources. The schedule is also very important in order for our work to be well organized, in order to avoid conflict. The performance, the employee satisfaction for us is very important, as the project manager is working as like a team work with the other team members. So he's trying to work on leadership style. He's trying to cooperate and communicate with each other. He's trying to make them happy. He's trying to motivate them. And as long as the employee is feeling safety, as long as the employee is feeling comfortable, and he has like a high level of freedom, he will be performing in an excellent way. In addition to that, we have like the time, we have like the quality, we have a lot of things that makes our project succeeding. And the most important thing here is the client acceptance, because as long as the client is happy in whatever we are doing, so everything will be perfect, and then we will be able to succeed, to terminate our project, and to continue to move to another project. Mentioning here something very important, that the client acceptance may affect positively on the reputation of the organization, the reputation of the project, the image of the organization. So one satisfied customer may tell 10 and 100 and 1,000 other customers about the good experience. Now we are going to move to the 4 dimensions of project success. Here in the 4 dimensions, first of all, we will have like the project efficiency, which is like meeting the budget and schedule expectation. Second one, impact on the customers, meeting technical specifications, addressing customer needs, creating a project that may satisfy the client needs. The third one is the business success. Here we determine whether the project achieved significant commercial success or not. And finally, in preparing for the future, we determine whether the project opened new markets or new product line, or helped to develop new technology. What are the 6 criteria for IT project success? First of all, we have the system quality. Here, the project team supplying the system must be able to assure that the client that also the implemented system will perform as intended. So all systems should satisfy the criteria. Easy to use, they should supply quality information. The second one is the information quality generated by the implemented IT. So it should be of a high quality, should be of sufficient quality. So the generated information should not require additional efforts to sift or sort the data. So the system users can perceive quality in the information they generate. The use, once installed, the IT system must be used. So the reason for any IT system is its usefulness as a problem-solving, decision-aiding, and network mechanism. The user satisfaction, once the IT system is complete, the project team must determine user satisfaction. So one of the thorniest issues in assessing IT project success has to do with making an accurate determination of the user satisfaction with the system. Individual impact. All systems should be easy to use and should supply quality information, as we mentioned in the first one, which is system quality. But beyond satisfying these needs, there is specific criterion for determining the usefulness of a system to the client who commissioned it. So another question that should be asked is decision making faster or more accurate? Is information more retrievable, more affordable, or more easily assimilated? Does the system benefit users in the ways that are most important to those users? So here we should focus on the individual impact, how it's affecting on the individual. Finally, the organizational impact. Here also it's on the organizational level. So the supplier of the system must be able to determine whether it has a positive impact throughout the client organization. If we need to take an example, like a collective effect on the client's corporation, like is there any sense of good feeling, or their financial or operational metrics that demonstrate the effectiveness or quality of the system? In the project management maturity generic model, we will distinguish between 3 levels: the high maturity, the moderate, and the low one. So here the high maturity may focus on institutionalized, seek continuous improvement, whereas the moderate, we will define practices, we will conduct training programs, should have like organizational support, and in the low maturity, we will be talking about the ad hoc processes, the no common language, and we will have little support. Finally, the project manager's responsibility. So, first of all, we should select a team. A good project manager, the first responsibility he has is to select a team. Team building and conflict management are the first challenges the project managers face. The second step here is to develop project objectives and plan for execution. So here we will be identifying the project requirements and the logical plan to develop the project. 3. Performing risk management activities. Projects are not developed without a clear sense of the risks involved in their planning and implementation. You should know how to manage the risk in each level. The cost estimation and budgeting. Because projects are resource constrained activities, so here we should be careful about the budget and about the cost estimation. We should take everything into consideration in order to avoid pitfalls. Managing resources, the final step in the project planning, is the careful management of project resources, including project team personnel, to most efficiently perform tasks. Thank you for watching my channel.